Welcome to HEA's HypnoConnect, the podcast by the Hypnosis Education Association. Real conversations, expert insights, and meaningful connection. Brought to you by HypnoBiz in a Box, the ultimate all-in-one hypnosis business platform. Let's get to it. We're excited to introduce Amunette, a pioneering master hypnotist and business mentor with a passion for empowering hypnotherapists to charge what they are truly worth. As the founder of River of Life Healings, Amunette has completed over 1,500 trauma-focused regression sessions and is dedicated to helping practitioners build premium programs that transform their practices. In today's HypnoConnect session, Amunette will guide you through the process of raising your prices and positioning your practice for premium success. She'll share actionable strategies to gain confidence in your pricing, build high-value programs, and create the impact and income you deserve. This presentation is essential for hypnotherapists looking to revolutionize their business and get rewarded for the life-changing work they do. We'll turn it over to Amunette here in just a moment, but for now, your hosts for HypnoConnect, your HEA President, Melanie McCool, and HEA's Vice President, yours truly, Sean Bray.
Awesome. All right. Welcome, Amunette. We were so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
What a powerful topic.
Yeah.
Let me just hit these pins.
It's a long overdue topic.
Right on.
Yeah, we seem to be on a similar, I think we might align in a lot of ways that we think the hypnotherapists need to be paid,
properly compensated for the profound work that we all do.
Exactly.
Right on.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So first, tell us a little bit about you and what brought you to here and doing 1,500 trauma-informed sessions.
Yeah. Well, I have a heavy trauma history. And so I was forced to work through that in my early 20s and into my 30s and into my 40s. Now I'm 53. And it's really just an ongoing practice. But I was drawn to spirituality initially. Found some shortcomings with that, although it's really wonderful. Wound up having a Kundalini awakening, which is just a fancy way of saying a spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
And then I went on to be certified as a spiritual hypnotist with Dolores Cannon's method, which was really, really fun and eye-opening in all sorts of different ways, but found some areas that I wasn't comfortable with in terms of helping people in the here and now. And that led me to become a master hypnotist and focus on regression and severe trauma. And so here I am talking to you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Brilliant. So this topic today of helping people to be properly compensated. So
Right. And I'm going to go deep into that and what the viewers watching now or watching later can start charging literally today. And then work towards becoming a high-end hypnotherapist and being compensated at a premium for the level of work that we all do, basically.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Love it.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and then we can get started here. And hopefully it will work on your end.
Now I'm going to make sure we got this streaming here. Facebook to work.
You should have access. You able to do that?
Let's see. Is it saying I am sharing? It's not showing that I'm sharing yet. I think you might have to click approve on your end.
I have it so that you should be able to.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll
See,
just
go ahead and if you need to request it, I'll approve it, but it should.
Oh, let's see. Maybe I didn't go far enough. There we go.
There we go. Cool.
Perfect. Yay.
Awesome.
All right. So let me move my head or I will be distracted the entire time. That's just going to happen. Yeah, that's going to happen. All right. So let me go ahead and make sure I'm set up right, which I think I am. All right. So I want to let everyone know that I'll be sharing the exact framework I use to help hypnotherapists transform their practice into premium businesses so that you can raise your prices right now and work towards premium pricing as we discussed. If you find yourself resonating with what I share today and you want help, I'll show you how we can explore working together to implement these strategies in your practice. So why does the hypnotherapy industry need a price revolution? We've mindlessly copied the therapy profession's business model and pricing, even though we do much deeper work. And while therapies like EMDR are finally starting to scratch the surface of the subconscious mind and emotions, essentially doing a form of waking hypnosis with fancier marketing, we dive straight into the subconscious mind where deep-seated beliefs, behaviors, and intense emotions actually live. We're not spending months or years talking through issues at the conscious level. We're going right to the source to create profound transformation. And that's why charging therapy level prices for hypnotherapy is like charging Honda prices for a Bentley. When you can help clients make deep lasting change in a fraction of the time it would take in traditional therapy, why wouldn't you price your services to reflect that value? So we're not just, let me see here. Let me find a way to change my slide. Oh, I don't think it's going to let me do it. There we go. Okay. So we're not spending months or years talking through issues at the conscious level. We're going straight to that profound transformation. So we are not just another therapy modality. We're offering a direct line to the subconscious mind, and that is worth a premium. And this is especially true when you use age regression and parts work. So why are we still following their business approach? Somewhere along the line, we bought into this belief that this is what we're supposed to do, but we are wrong. We are wrong because we've continued to maintain the status quo. We are wrong because we discount our prices. We are wrong because we compare our low prices to other hypnotherapists' low prices and hit a glass ceiling. And we are wrong because we are treating profound transformation like hourly labor. We're wrong because we're too afraid to break away from a model that was never meant for us. And we are wrong because we're coupling our self-worth with our prices, which prevents us from acknowledging the real value hypnotherapy brings. So this needs to change, and it starts with raising your prices now, like today, while building towards a business model that actually supports the profound work that you do. This is what I help my clients with in my high-end hypnotherapist program. I recently had a client go from charging $200 a session to consistently enrolling $3,000 packages within weeks of implementing these strategies that you're going to learn today. But it can be quite a mental jump to go from charging $200 per session to charging $5,000, $10,000, or $25,000 or more. So building this muscle slowly helps your subconscious mind adjust to the higher prices. You don't need to wait to charge more, whether you're doing regression work, parts work, or helping your clients make powerful shifts in their lives through other hypnotherapy techniques. And you should be charging more for that transformation immediately, not next month, not when you feel ready, but now. And let me get over here and change the slide. So if you're newly certified and doing direct suggestion work with at least 15 practice sessions under your belt, you should be charging $200 per session, even as a beginner. I remember feeling completely terrified to raise my rates beyond $200, and now my clients invest like $15,000 or more, depending on the program and depending on how comprehensive it is and depending on the length of time. So if you're feeling that same way, that same fear, stay with me as I show you exactly how to make this transformation with more confidence. If you're doing regression work, whether you're newly certified or still developing your skills, you should be charging between $200 and $400 per session because you'll go farther in one session with your client than they'll get in 3 years of talk therapy. If you're an experienced regressionist working with deeper issues like relationships, fears, phobias, anxiety, self-esteem, health issues, and life transitions, you should be charging $400 to $500 per session. And if you're tackling the most challenging work, helping clients process severe trauma, helping them get out of abusive situations, PTSD, CPTSD, complex emotional issues, or weird or intractable situations, you should be charging between $500 and $1,000 per session. These are the prices you should start charging today. And then we can talk about building towards those premium prices of $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000 programs or more that truly reflect the life-changing breakthroughs that you create. When you use advanced techniques and create programs that facilitate the outcome you promise. So that's when those types of programs and price points are actually really, really appropriate because you're solving those types of problems. I can hear you now, though. No one's going to pay those prices. And I would have to agree with you. The people that you're thinking about right now probably won't pay those premium prices. The person who calls in and thinks that hypnotherapy sessions would be about $50 is not going to pay a premium, more than likely. Or the person who just wants to try hypnotherapy probably won't pay a premium. And that's why you need to choose a niche with an urgent and expensive problem to solve and to market to them at the exact right point in their journey where they are actively looking for help. All right, so when you're ready to create comprehensive programs that get systematic results and market them to the right person at the right point in their journey, you can and should be charging $2,500 to $25,000 per program. And by the way, if you're sitting there wondering how much money you're leaving on the table with your current pricing model, I'd love to jump on a call and take a closer look at where your business might be leaking money right now. We'll look at your real numbers and opportunities, and I'll tell you more about how to do that in just a little bit. Consider a professional woman struggling with panic attacks. She's missing important meetings, calling in sick regularly, and barely holding her position. She's not just risking her $50,000 salary. Her panic attacks are costing her another $50,000 in performance bonuses that she can't earn in the state she's currently in. So we're talking about $100,000 in lost income each year. And that's not even counting the very real threat of being fired. When you factor in the cost of finding a new job while battling anxiety, potentially at a lower salary, the financial impact becomes very real. Or let's talk about an eating disorder treatments for just a second here. A single stay at a rehab facility runs $40,000 when you pay privately. And most clients end up going back multiple times because they're not getting to the root of the problem. They're throwing $40,000 at it again and again for temporary relief. But when they enroll in a transformational hypnotherapy program, they can actually save money even if you're charging a premium. You'll dive straight into their subconscious to tackle those deep patterns driving the disorder. You're offering real, lasting change for a fraction of what they're spending on that revolving door of a traditional treatment. When you look at it that way, transformational hypnotherapy programs aren't just valuable, they are the smart investment. And as an aside, when you work with serious issues, you'll want to be part of a collaborative care team and make sure that everyone's on board for your client. When it comes to setting premium prices, remember this, you're not McDonald's. You're not selling the same thing at the same price to everyone. What you offer is far more personal, and it takes your energy, your expertise, and your focus. If a client's situation is more complicated or needs deeper work, it's okay for your pricing to reflect that, even for that individual person, because their situation is unique and you need to carry them through it. You have the flexibility to adjust your rates to match the time, effort, and skill it takes to truly support each client. So now let's talk about who can actually afford your higher rates. It's commonly taught by coaches who teach hypnotherapists to charge premium prices that 99% of people have the money for premium price programs and just choose not to invest in themselves. That's not true. And it's a way of casting blame on the person or you for not closing the sale. Or they frame it this way, as if to say that like a person's child was dying. So they'll say something like, well, they'll be able to find the money. If somebody was to be dying in their family, like a child or another family member, they would be able to go out and find the money. But think about this for a minute. That feels pretty bad, doesn't it? We want our potential clients to have an urgent need for our services, but we don't want them to be in crisis. And we certainly don't want to compare investing in our services with finding money to save a child's life. The reality is that not everyone will be able to afford your services, and that's okay. You won't be marketing to those individuals anyway. Instead, you'll carefully select a niche that has more disposable income. Yes, it will be a thoughtful investment for them. They might have to put it on a credit card, but they'll be able to comfortably manage those payments and pay them off. And sure, you'll always have those people who will say they can't afford your services and then post their Hawaii vacation photos on social media a month later. And maybe they just had different priorities, or maybe you didn't communicate the value of your offer enough. But here's the thing, we can't point to these examples and say everyone can afford it, because that's just not true. Not everyone can afford premium services, and that's actually okay. Now, I can practically feel your heart yearning because you want to help everyone that crosses your path. And hypnotherapists have such great big giant hearts and love hypnotherapy so much that they want to help everyone. And they want to help everyone have the experience of hypnotherapy regardless of their financial situation. It's a sentiment I share too. What you can do is make friends with a newer hypnotherapist who's dying to work with clients to develop their techniques and refer that person to them. Or your business is more leveraged when your business is more leveraged by charging premium prices and financially healthy, you can serve a certain number of clients each year for a much smaller fee. I've been working with somebody with a disability on and off for years who can only afford $50 a session. They are on SSI, and it's a very thoughtful price point for them on that limited income. So there's always ways around your valid concerns about wanting people in need to get the support that they actually deserve. It's a challenge because your heart is going to pull you backwards while your desire to actually be compensated for the value of hypnotherapy will pull you forward. So now let's talk about the inner conflict that happens when you raise your prices. It's kind of like parts work, isn't it? There's a part of you who genuinely wants to raise your prices to reflect the transformation hypnotherapy brings. And then there's another part of you who tells you you're selfish for charging more, that no one will pay those prices anyway, or makes you feel guilty and reminds you that you got into this because you want to help as many people as possible. This part of you will tell you that you're taking advantage of people and tell you that you're here to help and not charge so much money. And let's not forget about the part of you that has bought into this idea that you're supposed to charge what you're worth and wrap your identity with money. Let me tell you that your self-worth literally has nothing to do with money, and that these are two separate things. And when you uncouple your identity with what you charge, it frees you up to charge for the actual value of hypnotherapy and your skills as a hypnotherapist. So how do you work with this protective part of yourself that wants to keep you safe in your endeavor to charge more? The key is to acknowledge it and normalize its good intentions of wanting to keep you safe and protected from these unhelpful beliefs. Together, you can work through those feelings and reframe these beliefs to a more neutral perspective. And you both can step into a new identity, the identity of someone who charges for the value of hypnotherapy alone. Now, this goes without saying, but I still feel like I actually really need to say it just in case there's any confusion. Your client should always come first before your bank account balance. And you should always be striving to become the very best hypnotherapist you can be, even if you're a veteran. Many of you came into this field of hypnotherapy because you had a problem you were trying to fix. You were in a vulnerable situation and you were searching for help because you probably tried a bunch of different things to solve your problem and it didn't work. Maybe you were feeling a bit desperate in your search and you were praying to God that you'd find someone to help you. And you didn't care if you had to put on a foil hat to make that happen. I was similarly in that type of situation where I was searching for help. I have a heavy trauma history that includes severe ritualistic abuse. My trauma was demanding my attention in my late 20s, and I was desperately searching for help, only I was searching for therapists. That was an absolute terrible experience for me, and I wound up being re-traumatized within the system. Thankfully, I found one great therapist who helped me for a couple of years, and thank God for her. But it wasn't until I learned to regress myself that I started to heal. So I think that we can all relate to being in a vulnerable situation and searching for solutions. And that's why I feel that we need to be the very best we can be for our clients, because they're really, really, really counting on us. So for me, age regression, parts work, and other advanced techniques represent the very best that hypnotherapy has to offer. And I believe these techniques in program format are what can easily command premium prices. I'm a fan of all types of hypnotherapy, and I've used all of them in my practice at one point or another. But those are my favorite. I've logged over 11,000 hours of regression with a focus on severe and really weird trauma, and these techniques come out as the winner every time. So now that you know that you can raise your prices, what you can raise your prices to, you may feel inclined to create a package of sessions. Or maybe you've already done this. You've already created a low price package of sessions. You may also offer a discount for your package, thinking that it'll be more motivating for your client to buy it. This is a mistake, and here's why. You're trapping yourself in the dollars for hours model. And what's the first thing your client does in their head when you tell them about your package and your price? They do the math, and then they figure out how much each session is to see what they're saving. Instead, you need to be charging for the transformation they'll receive. But how do you do this ethically? You'll need to create a system to codify your process and create a program that takes them from point A to point B. Point B is the transformation they'll get when they work with you. This is where hypnotherapists tend to get tripped up. You might stop yourself from moving forward because you might screw yourself about guaranteeing the result, especially when you charge premium prices. But your program, when designed well, will do the heavy lifting for you and offer your clients the greatest chance at achieving the result you promised. And here's a pro tip. A custom hypnosis recording in your program, it will ensure that your clients get the result you promised when done well. Now, here's another pro tip for those of you that are already using custom hypnosis recordings for your clients. Don't flip the script, meaning create suggestions that are the opposite of the problem your client is experiencing, even if you worked it out in the session. Instead, you'll want to create a more neutral suggestion for your client's subconscious so it doesn't eventually reject them. So this is something I teach my clients to do in the high-end hypnotherapist program. I teach them how to create custom hypnosis recordings as though as in the same way and as thorough as the work that they do in their regression sessions. It's a very, very thoughtful process, and it's incredibly, incredibly powerful. Now, before we move on to understanding the foundation for heading in the right direction to become a high-end hypnotherapist, you need to understand how to make money in any business. In order to make money in any business, you need to first understand how to make money, period. You have to have the fundamental understanding first and foremost. A lot of people complicate making money in business, and they look to a million different steps to make this happen. But the key to making money in any business is simple, and there's only 2 steps that you're ever taking when you make money in your business, and that's creating an offer and driving traffic to it. And when you understand this, it allows you to inject cash into your business. You have to have something to offer people to buy, and you have to have people to sell it to. So by presenting your offers to the right audience nurturing them, and converting them into paying clients and delivering outstanding hypnotherapy services, you set yourself up for success. But what often happens is that confusion sets in because there are different types of traffic and different types of offers that are free and paid. So you might create a free offer or a free hypnosis recording, for example, and promote it on Facebook to get people on your email list. That's a free offer and one traffic source. Or you might have a low-priced course that you promote to your email list. That's a paid offer and another traffic source you're promoting your offer to. The challenge most people have is focusing on too many things without any type of clarity. They build funnels, create free gifts, work on courses, create trainings, and create endless content without a clear goal in mind. So when you understand that there are different types of offers and different types of traffic, you'll increase the likelihood of getting someone to take the desired action. So you always want to determine first and foremost, what is the action that you take, and then determine your offer and your traffic. All right. So the first component with growing your traffic is all about attracting a steady stream of potential clients to your hypnotherapy business. It's all about doing the right things to reach your target audience and draw them towards your services. There's traffic that's your own, such as your email list, that you borrow from other people who serve your audience, or that you pay for, like a Facebook ad. You can get started with growing your traffic today by connecting with your ideal client on social media. Let's say Facebook is your primary platform. You can clean up your friends list and start requesting to connect with people that represent your ideal audience. That way, when you post your content, the right people will see it. That's a traffic source. And with any traffic source, unless it converts, it's worthless. So you'll need to work on conversion as an ongoing effort. And then next, we have nurturing your traffic. Once you've attracted potential clients to your hypnotherapy business, the next step is nurturing those relationships. This involves building a connection, establishing trust, and providing value to your prospects. Then we have monetizing your traffic. The third component is all about turning those potential clients into paying clients. This is where you create those transformational programs we talked about, not just packaging sessions together, but designing real solutions that get your clients the profound changes that they're looking for. And then you need to help them see just how powerful hypnotherapy can be in creating those lasting breakthroughs that they want. The fourth component is all about delivering your hypnotherapy services and programs at the highest level possible. This is where you shine, doing deep transformational work with your clients, giving them an incredible experience from start to finish, and helping them achieve those breakthroughs that they came to you for. When you consistently deliver amazing results, you build the kind of reputation that makes clients trust you completely and refer everyone they know. And then the last part is how you run your hypnotherapy business. It's about handling tasks, organizing workflows, and creating systems to outsource efficiently. When you do this, everything runs smoothly, you become more productive, and your business can scale. So I hope you all are staying with me so far here. So let's break it down just a little bit and simplify this. It's like driving a car. Oops,
Yeah, do one more slide. There you go.
There we go. A little behind. That's okay. It's like driving a car. So picture this. You're behind the wheel and you're cruising down the road, and there's a bunch of things that you need to take care of, and keep the ride smooth. Running your hypnotherapy business is pretty similar. Think about your business as the car itself. So just like a car has different parts working together, your business has various components that need attention too. You've got administrative tasks, workflow processes, and standard operating procedures to manage. It's like making sure the engine of your car is running smoothly and efficiently. You want it to perform at its best. And those administrative tasks and procedures, they are like the road signs and rules of your business. They keep things organized and guide you on the right path. Just like you follow traffic rules on the road, you need to establish good practices in your business. So by streamlining your operations and implementing those practices, you're basically keeping your business running smoothly, just like running a car, with a well-tuned engine and sticking to the rules of the road. It's about boosting productivity, ensuring things run seamlessly, and setting yourself up for long-term growth, success, and leverage. It's like having a comfortable and enjoyable ride. So just like taking care of all the necessary components while driving a car, running a successful hypnotherapy business involves managing various aspects to keep things rolling smoothly for a nice long ride. So I teach all of this in my high-end hypnotherapist program, where I show you exactly how to put each piece in place in your business. So now that we've covered the components of a business foundation, as unsexy as it is, right? Let's look at some of the vital pillars you need to, in order to position yourself to charge these very, very premium prices, upwards of like 10, 15, 25,000 or more. The first pillar you need, and let me change my slide here so I make sure I'm all on the same track. Perfect. The first pillar you need is to focus on identifying a niche. So many hypnotherapists are generalists because that's what they're taught to do, or they follow what all the other hypnotherapists are doing. Now, if you are new or newer, I actually recommend being a generalist for a time, because this is where you gain a lot of experience, and you'll quickly understand what problems you enjoy working with and the ones you don't want to work with at all ever again. You'll also get to know the kinds of clients and personality types that you work with best. And once you've been in the trenches for a time, it's actually time then to choose a niche. This is where a real growth opportunity happens for you, because many hypnotherapists usually feel like they want to help everyone. Again, those great big giant hearts. And I've been there myself, but you have skills that you're best suited for your ideal clients and the problems that they face. So for me, with hypnotherapy, that's working with severe trauma, anxiety, and all of the weird things. And you'll have something that you excel at as well. And now you may be thinking that hypnotherapy works regardless of the issue. And I actually really, really hear you on that, because it's very helpful. It's an incredible tool, but we all excel in certain areas. The work that excites you most is where you see the deepest transformations with your clients. And that's your signpost for showing up to where to focus. There's something important to consider though, and that's that your niche, the niche that you choose, and the problem that they have needs to be urgent. They need to be at a place in their journey where they are highly motivated to solve their problem, and they need to have the purchasing power to afford your premium rates. And your marketing message across the internet and on your website needs to speak directly to this person at the right point in their journey where they are ready to reach out for help. This will help position you as an authority in the eyes of your potential client, because you'll be speaking directly to them about the problem that they have, and they'll feel like that you are actually somehow in their head with them. Now, here's what usually happens, though, when I introduce this idea to hypnotherapists who've been generalists, and that's that you may be thinking that you'll lose business if you do this. But what happens is that you gain higher quality clients who are willing to invest in their success. And a little workaround to this, as you're putting it into place, is that you can keep the generalist information on your website, but create a specific section on your website for your ideal client, and a specific page on your website talking to him or her and their problem, their urgent problem. And then all of your content on social media or YouTube, for example, can go towards the new ideal client. So that creates a little safety net for you, so you don't have to worry so much about losing money. Okay. If you're wondering which niche would work best for your specific skills and goals, that's something that we can explore together in a strategy session if you'd like. And by the way, no one really cares about hypnotherapy. So when you write your content or your copy, talk about the problem your client is experiencing and the result they'll get once they work with you, and not so much about hypnotherapy, singular. When you connect with them by phone, that's your opportunity to educate them, if you don't do that prior to the call, about hypnotherapy. And no one really cares about your certifications. They really don't. I've done over 1,500 sessions, as I mentioned, and I think I've had 2 or 3 people ask me about my training and my certifications. And I'm pretty sure the reason was that I was wobbly a little bit. And it was probably because I was newer at the time, a little bit wobbly. It created a question for them. And so that prompted them to actually ask about that. So if you're feeling like you can't move forward because you don't have the right certification, you don't have to worry about that, because your clients probably won't care. But the thing is to always remember that you always need to be improving your skills, even if you're a veteran. All right, let's move to the next slide here. Let me make sure that's the right slide. Yes. Okay. A signature system is the steps that will consistently take your client through to go from point A to point B. And you need to identify these steps to ensure that you are moving your clients along so that they have a very high likelihood of achieving their goal. So basically, what you're doing is you're codifying your unique system that helps them get the transformation that you're promising them. The third pillar, and your offer, is very, very important because it will act like a vehicle that gets your clients what they want. And there's 5 components to your offer. There's the name of your offer. Oops, I went a little too far. And ideally, the name of your offer has the result they'll be getting in the name. For example, my program is called the High-End Hypnotherapist, and that lets you know right away what the goal is that we'll be working towards. So when you name your program, make sure that it's results-oriented. It's not like an absolute necessity, but it makes it really easy for someone to understand your program right away, and that helps to draw them in. The next component of your offer, that's some sort of quick win or something that helps them get into action quickly. Then there's services, what you do with them or for them. And examples could be support in between sessions, live retreats, one-on-one work, Facebook group access, things like that. And then there's content. So the video or audio training that you'll be providing them, workbooks, step-by-step instructions, or supporting audios like affirmations, meditations, or hypnosis recordings, and then bonuses. So more services or content can be a bonus, done-for-you services, guest expert bonuses, a physical gift, or live tickets to a mastermind or retreat can be a bonus. And you can have additional bonuses depending on when someone signs up to add urgency. The most important thing is that your offer is congruent and ideally priced at a premium. It needs to be what the potential client needs and wants to buy. So by the way, your content, this is also another pro tip here. Your content is pulled from your signature system and your offer. That way your potential clients will already be believers in the way that you work and your methodology. All right, let's move on to the next slide. The fourth pillar is your sales and marketing systems. I can almost feel you groaning there because I know a lot of hypnotherapists really don't like sales or marketing. I prefer organic content marketing in Facebook groups. I know a lot of hypnotherapists lean on referrals, as I did once, but they aren't as predictable. And your referral situation can change. One of the main people that sent me referrals sadly passed away. So you want to have as much control in your business as possible. And that's why I'm a fan of marketing, marketing done with an introvert approach. So you'll need to understand the sales process and how to conduct a discovery call. Sales calls are magical. They really, really are. And that's where you'll grow as a person and you can serve your potential client at the highest level. So my goal for you is to actually fall in love with sales calls. Seems counterintuitive, but you can, in the same way that you love your hypnotherapy sessions. Sales calls are actually where you'll do some of your deepest work, both on yourself and with your potential clients. When you get this right, enrolling premium clients becomes a natural extension of what you already do well in your hypnotherapy sessions. You're already great at guiding a client through a process. You do it every hypnotherapy session. Sales calls aren't that different, and taking them through a structured process and asking them thoughtful questions can help them see what's really going on. You're still helping them uncover what's keeping them stuck. You're still guiding them to their own insights about what needs to change for them. The only difference is that instead of taking them into trance, you're helping them make a clear decision about transforming their life. Once you get this, sales calls stop feeling weird and start feeling like what you're actually already great at. And that's helping people break through their limitations and see what's possible. Then they can decide if they want to enroll in your program or not. Makes sense, right? So it's just a natural extension of the work that you're actually already doing. The fifth pillar is your brand. And I hope you're all staying with me here. I know this is a lot of content, but you can actually start to take what I'm teaching you today and really put it in place. And you can see some significant shifts in your business starting like this week. So your brand is not just your website, your logo, your graphics, and your colors. Your brand consists of who you're marketing to or your niche, your messaging to your niche, your brand personality, the visual elements that support that message, and who you associate with publicly and professionally for shared goodwill and trust of their audience and yours. For example, if someone has an established brand with a large audience of your ideal clients and they promote your services to them, all the goodwill and trust they've established with their audience is transferred over to you. So that's actually a really powerful concept to latch onto here. In order to have a clear brand message, you'll need to choose a niche, like we talked about earlier, and there needs to be enough work in that niche to support your decision. To uncover your brand personality, you simply need to bring out more of who you really are and what makes you happy. For myself, I tend to be more direct while embracing playfulness. So I brought these elements into my brand. And I also love things that I grew up with, because I'm old, like rotary phones. So I brought those visual elements into my brand. So you can list out your characteristics, traits, and interests to uncover your unique brand identity. All right, now your visual branding is the last part in the branding process, but it's the part that most people actually start out with. As you learned, you need to first find your niche to determine your messaging, as well as uncover your brand personality. Then you'll choose your brand colors and create your graphics. And the brand colors and the graphics and all that, what you're trying to do is you're trying to highlight your personality, and you're also trying to create a feeling that helps draw people in when they come across you. The sixth pillar is your content. The purpose of your content is to attract, nurture, or convert your audience through your messaging. Your messaging is a foundational pillar in your business. When you create your content, speak to the problems and desires your client is experiencing at the exact time where they're the most likely to reach out for help. You want to get to know your ideal client so well that they feel like you're in their head with them, basically, and you understand their emotions and everything happening with them. And you always want to communicate the perceived value of your offer. This is very, very important because of market sophistication. Everyone has heard it all before. So you really need to differentiate yourself and your offer so you can stand out in the crowded marketplace. And right now, hypnotherapy, a good thing is that there's a lot of, that's actually a really good thing for the marketplace, but you need to actually stand out among them. All right, the seventh pillar is your online presence. So you need to be positioned as an authority in the eyes of your potential client. So, and this is online. This includes social media platforms, testimonials. Oops, I went a little too far here. Testimonials on directories and your website. Your website needs to do much more than act as an online business card or brochure. It needs to have a very clear purpose. And when you charge premium prices, the main goal of your website is to direct your potential client to a discovery call. And all of your content should be created to either attract, nurture, or convert your client to book a discovery call. Now, I really feel that we need to call attention to the fact that most hypnotherapy websites need to be current. Thankfully, this is what Sean and Melanie do and what they help with. So you can, obviously contact them to get a leg up with help with this. But I am not sure why, but somehow we got stuck in the past with our website design. And I was included in that. I used to have a butt ugly website. And there were, I remember this so vividly. Yeah, I remember this so vividly. I just, it's embarrassing. I dropped a line, just a line, one of those lines you can drag and drop on a page, on the very top of the page for the header. And I just plopped my head on there. So I essentially had a floating head on a line on my website. So we all live and learn, right? My website colors were crazy. I had like 5 different fonts. And while it still made me lots of money because it was set up to promote a discovery call, it honestly wasn't doing me any favors at all. So your design really does need to be updated. You need more than a one-page website. You need a home page, you need an about me page, a contact me page, testimonials page, and ideally a blog. And all your copy on your website needs to speak to your clients' problems, and you need to help them see that they can get what they want when they actually work with you. And all of that needs to happen on your website. So when people come there, you're driving them to the desired action, which is the discovery call. So these are some pointers that will get you started in the right direction. And if you'd like to become a high-end hypnotherapist with a high-end like boutique type model, a boutique, oops, here's another slide. Here we go. A boutique business model is my favorite. A boutique business model is where you charge a premium like we talked about, but you'll work with just a handful of clients. So you can focus on living and doing more of the things that make you happy that are actually outside of hypnotherapy and outside of your business. A boutique business model is wonderful because you don't have to worry about burning yourself out as an entrepreneur. So basically, the boutique business model itself prevents that from actually happening. So it's highly advantageous. It's just a super easygoing business model. And the goal of it is it will become a vehicle for your dreams, a vehicle for creative expression. And that's why I liked it so much. I like it so much. All right. So with that said, here's where you actually might get stuck. You may try to manifest your results. It's advantageous to have the universe on your side, absolutely. But wishing for things to come true to you in place of action will only hold you back. You may not be listening to your intuition. And I want you to think of your intuition as a function of your subconscious mind. When you tap into your intuition, what you're actually doing is forming a deep relationship with your subconscious mind. And this can propel you forward in your business. Where you might get stuck is not actually committing to a niche, not developing your marketing and sales skill set. This is really critical and vital to the success of your business as you move away from just referrals. Not setting up your business for growth, not seeing yourself as the CEO of your business, not treating your business as your first and most important client. And you might get stuck with not taking strategic, courageous action. So you really do need to be courageous when it comes to putting all of these things in place. And here's, as an aside here, here's something that no one actually ever really tells you. And that's that being an entrepreneur is actually hard. And there's a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of, like, your main job as an entrepreneur is working through your emotions and your thoughts and your beliefs. That's your main job. And then all this other stuff comes around that. So it is hard, and acknowledging that and just going, okay, well, you know, it's something that requires bravery and being courageous and taking strategic aligned action. When you understand it from that perspective, it really helps you take the necessary actions to build the business that will actually create your dreams for you or help you enable them, right? So let's recap here about what you've learned today. You've learned the power of creating comprehensive transformational programs instead of just packaging sessions together. Because when you structure your work strategically, meticulously, you create far more value for your clients and your business. Why the hypnotherapy industry needs a price revolution. Yesterday, we've mindlessly copied therapy's revolution, and we've mindlessly copied therapy's business model, the therapy business's model, even though we do drastically different work. And I want to be clear here, you know, they do work with emotions and beliefs and things like, and thoughts, negative thoughts and things like that, right? But it's like the iceberg, right? It's at the top of it's like the top of the iceberg with EMDR coming in at the waterline. But within one session, I mean, we are in it. I mean, like, we are with it with our clients. And so this is what commands these higher price points. All right. So what you can charge, right? So we also learned what you can charge right now based on your experience. And I would really, really like to challenge each and every person listening to actually do it, to be brave, to figure out, like, how, like, in your head, like, okay, for the people calling in, I'm willing to lose, and I'm air quoting for those listening, lose a certain percentage of booking on new clients so that I can actually learn how to raise my prices and what I will come up against internally, externally, so I can learn what to say, what to do differently, and approach it that way with just a more curious mindset as you move forward. But I would implore you, we all need to elevate the hypnotherapy industry together. I'm one person, you know, but it's something that's so vital and critical, because I don't know how many of you are tired of somebody calling in and saying, oh, even like being concerned with a $200 investment, you know, or they're like, oh, I thought it was really just going to be $50. Why isn't it free? So it's really important that we all actually do this together. All right. So here's what you can charge as a reminder based on your experience level. For a direct suggestion with 15 plus practice sessions under your belt, $200 per session. Regression work, new or developing, $200 to $400 per session. An experienced regressionist, $400 to $500 per session. Advanced trauma work, like PTSD, those kinds of things, $500 to $1,000 per session. And for premium programs, it's $2,500 to $25,000 or more, depending on how they're structured and depending on the length of time. You've learned the fundamentals of making money in your business, which is to create compelling offers and to drive the right traffic to those offers, whether that's free or paid, and understanding what outcome you want. The 7 essential pillars for premium pricing, which is to choose the right niche for you, the one that has an urgent expensive problem and they need help right now, not in a month, not in 6 months, not in a year, how to create your signature system, to how the components to develop your offer. We talked about sales and marketing systems and how sales, and actually marketing too, it's really just an extension of doing that personal development work with your clients. How to define your brand. Don't be me. Get rid of the line with a head on it. You don't want that. How to create content strategically. If you'll remember, it's attract, nurture, or convert. It's really, really important. When I actually understood that, I was like, oh, it was like a dumb moment, because I was just putting out content that didn't have a clear strategy behind it. And I was like, why isn't it working? We discovered how to establish your online presence. why you don't need to work with everyone. So remember, you're not McDonald's. Select a niche with disposable income. Focus on clients ready to invest. It's okay that not everyone can afford your services. Make friends with a new hypnotherapist, and once your business becomes financially healthy through these premium programs, you can have a small percentage if you'd like, where you take on specific clients at a rate that is, the exchange is very thoughtful to them, but maybe not very much for you, right? And most importantly, your self-worth has nothing to do with pricing. Hypnotherapy stands alone. Your skills as a hypnotherapist stand alone. If you need to develop your skills more, do that. But your self-worth, who you are, has nothing to do with pricing. So let's uncouple that. Let's also uncouple your identity with your business so that you can just make these necessary changes and create the business that you're wanting and work towards becoming a high-end hypnotherapist. Okay, success comes from strategic action, not magical thinking. Your website, online presence, and brand need to reflect premium positioning so that your clients see you as an authority to them. And sales calls can feel as natural as your hypnotherapy sessions do. And here's a bonus insight, and that's that you won't be able to sell high ticket programs if you don't offer them. So that's an important one. I hope that one lands for you. So if you're sitting here wondering how much money you're leaving on the table with your current pricing model, I would actually really love to jump on a call and then take a look to see where your business might be leaking money right now. So what will happen on the call is that we will look at your actual numbers and opportunities, and you can reach out and schedule a chat if you want, if that makes sense for you. And we'll also explore to see if the high-end hypnotherapist program is a good fit for your goals. And if not, that's okay too. We'll actually work on your business during the call. You can also visit my website if that works better for you, and you can click on the Help for Hypnotherapists tab right there. And that is it for me.
Wow, you covered it.
Awesome.
I did.
You put onto the other side of the screen what Melanie and I talk about inside. I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of the same.
Beautiful.
Yeah, same
Oh,
language,
glad.
everything.
Of course, because she knows her.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't fake it till you make it in this one. No,
Oh, it's
awesome.
it was not always an easy road to get. It was a winding road to learn all this
and
stuff.
It's not theory. It's from actual application and practice, and that's very clear from the way that you describe things. And just so right on in every respect. I think there's a power in having this conversation over and over again with hypnotherapists, because
we cannot
part
say
of how it's part of how we actually do become as prevalent as therapists all over the place. Like if there's a hypnotherapist on every corner, we change the world. And it involves us charging so that we can actually live a life, a balanced life. And do the work. There's so much to this. We could probably talk for another hour. And I think we probably will, Amunette. I think we'll have another.
Yeah, I think we're going to have
communicate
some more chats.
Yeah. Well, and again, I want to emphasize to those listening today or at a later point to please just raise your prices up. It's going to be scary.
Totally. And we even have the same number. That's really interesting. I think really. So there must be something in the ethers that says, actually mine's about 250. Like you should not, no matter what, I don't care if you just came out of school, your toolbox works.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
charge it. And
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Totally.
I agree. Yeah. And I understand because I mean, I went through all of this. I know you guys did too. You go through all the stages where you're just nervous. You're like, oh, I have this client. You're looking stuff up and you're like, what do I do about this?
Exactly. Like, can you help me with that? I'm like on Google, literally going hypnosis for, I don't know, golf swing.
Yeah.
Can I help? Yes, I can. Yes, I can do that.
Exactly. So it is scary, but you move through it and then you wind up on the other side of it. And then you have a life that really is just lovely. Or lovelier.
It's such a fulfilling, beautiful, incredible place that we get to operate from. I'm going to thank you sincerely. And those of you who have watched this from beginning to end, and please know you can drop your questions for Amunette in the comments here, whether you're watching on Facebook or any of the other replay places on social media, please do. And you can share this, Amunette, with your audience from within our group.
Thank you.
The group is open.
Okay. I have a feeling
she
may be part
of the
Hypnosis Business Summit.
I think we
as long as you're available, we're going to extend an invitation for that for sure. So
that's nice. Thank you. Yeah, we can definitely talk about that.
Awesome.
Well, thanks again
Thank you so much
for sharing your wisdom. We appreciate you.
Yeah. And the work that you guys are doing is really needed and really great. We just got to spread the word together.
That's right.
Right on.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us on HEA's HypnoConnect, the podcast by the Hypnosis Education Association, a not-for-profit organization serving the hypnosis community since 1998. Proudly sponsored by HypnoBiz in a Box, the all-in-one platform for building a thriving hypnosis practice without burnout. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow, leave a review, and share it with a fellow hypnotist. Ready to grow with a supportive educational community? Join the HEA today and help us spread the word about the nature, uses, and benefits of hypnosis. Visit us at hypnosiseducationassociation.com. And if you're looking to get started, streamline, or scale your hypnosis business, head on over to hypnobizinabox.com, where you'll attract steady clients, generate reliable income, and be supported by a community of like-minded hypnosis professionals. Until next time, find a hypno buddy, stay inspired, and stay connected to HEA's HypnoConnect.